Yeah.
Okay, so your finger on the little button. Ready for
Yep.
the thing? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements. Okay, it's what on football. Okay, it's what on football. So goddamn hard, man. So goddamn hard, man. Hold on to it.
Welcome to the Fantasy Millionaires.
How's it going, Mike? Good to
I'm,
see you, sir.
I'm Ralph Macho.
The or the? Is it the or the?
It's I'm Mike Collins.
Oh my God,
That's just my Twitter handle.
your
That's my
handle.
Twitter handler.
Yeah,
That's my
you need a Twitter handler apparently.
you're my Twitter
Thank
handler.
you, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
been hovering at 4,000. It's been so normally I get about anywhere between 15 to 30 followers a day. I've been losing followers the last couple days and not hitting 4,000. It's been very
Oh, welcome to my world.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
nice to hear that.
Here's the thing about it.
You wake up every day for a month, and every day you just believe
Dropping followers.
lots. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard.
like the Washington football team is dropping their logo. You're dropping followers.
A hard life.
Well,
I just get on there every day. I go from 1521 to 1519. That's where I'm at right now.
you're gonna
I,
you're gonna
I
be
thought I had bled all my bots, but now just regular people. Just I lost two regular people.
abandoning ship now.
Yeah, they're just like this guy just tweets once a month. I can't
No,
follow this
no,
guy.
no.
They just keep track of all the people they follow, and then they go through and then they look and they're like, why do I follow that guy with the Karate Kid as his avatar?
And then they dump you.
He's a bot. Why am I following a bot? That's exactly what's going on.
Oh, well, for me, there's a number of things. One is that I try not to get political, but the NFL and COVID and our political climate, it's all intertwined. And so I'm not going to bore you with that on here, but uh,
Well,
you know,
that is what we are going to talk a little bit
oh,
about
we
tonight,
are. Oh,
Scott.
never mind. I'm sorry. Well, that's called a
Yes.
tease, folks. Um,
Yeah.
but
We
not
are
just
going to
yet.
talk a
Yeah,
little
this.
COVID-19
Yeah,
here
but
on
sometimes
our secret for the files podcast
yeah,
that no one will ever see.
yeah. Jason Sarney might find this. You know, um,
Well, he can follow it right now if he's on Ralph Macho, but it's going in the secret files
is
after.
anyone actually on Periscope right now watching this? Because I can give you the number of YouTube viewers if you like. It's zero. So we're living the dream over on YouTube.
I think we're all alone here, buddy. So
That is
nice and safe. Nice and safe.
that's great. You know what? I think it's going well so far. Let's just to pontificate. I want to give so far 2.5 out of 3. JJ's Echo Reasons.
Air horns.
Yeah.
JJ air horns.
JJ Air Horns. Yeah.
So what are we going to talk first? Corona or Antonio Brown? These are the two topics for the Fantasy Millionaires tonight. We're going to talk
Yeah.
coronavirus, Antonio Brown. I say coronavirus first, then we
Okay.
wrap it up with some NFL
Okay.
talk.
That's fine. Yeah. Now.
Although Antonio Brown is really the more relevant to fantasy, so it's a little bit backwards than how we would
Well,
normally go. But there's just not that much to talk about with him. So
no, no. I mean, well, there's a few different things. Because he retired, unretired. The NFL, I think, is now going to give him a suspension. So it kind of forces.
talk Antonio Brown first. Let's just
Yeah,
jump right
yeah.
in.
I mean, yeah. So, so what Antonio is kind of doing in his retirement, then unretirement, is kind of pushing the NFL to do something with his
You
case.
see his eyes in his latest player profile picture.
No, no. Is this on Twitter, Jamie? Jamie?
Uh, his eyes, uh, they just they look like somebody you if you were going down an alley. Like he's got like I I mean just crazy eyes, just he's got those crazy eyes, but he's got um a little bit of bath salt kind of,
Oh,
like just that like there's a little bit of
or
um
loco kind of in the eyes.
yeah, Four Loco, CTE,
Hmm.
um, methamphetamine. It's
Ketamine.
got it's got like I looked at it and I had to turn away. I was like, oh, I felt like I was in jail for 2 seconds. I was like,
You squeezed your taint a little tighter. You were
yeah,
just
my
like,
bell
ooh, ooh.
puckered just a
Right.
bit.
Oh, it's.
Just
I was
looking at
like,
his little player card, like I caught like a little oh damn.
you were unsafe in your own space.
Yeah, I mean, so what's going to happen with Antonio Brown? I mean, what round are you going to draft him in?
So if you're drafting him, I think you're gonna hope he slips into like the 13th, 14th round. You know, I mean,
You're gonna draft him in the 13th or 14th
yeah, I
round?
mean, I think at that point, if you really know the solid makeup of your team, you can throw him in there. Um,
13th, 14th round?
You
yeah.
sound insane. Do you realize that?
Well, I mean, when would you draft him? When would you draft him?
Yeah. So
Never. I mean, you asked me if I would. I wouldn't personally. Just so you know, I'm
you
not
would.
going to. I have no shares of him in any league, and I play on 20 teams. So I don't own any Antonio Brown. Just pull the curtain back. But if I was drafting him and I wanted to get him, I think he would be available then. Now I don't know. Let's check his ADP. We can.
Right now, ADP is
Antonio Brown ADP. Where we?
131, I think.
Okay, so 10th round. So I was off by 3 rounds. Maybe 11th round. So 2.5 rounds. I was off. Okay.
Um, no. What are you talking about? 231.
Oh,
What do you, yeah.
231. I think you said
It's
130.
like, no, 200. I think 200. I'm trying to find it.
Oh,
Saw it earlier. He's somebody you wouldn't draft in 16 round leagues, but hey, I'm playing around a little bit. I would say he'll always intrigue me.
he's
He'll
he's,
always
he's
intrigue me.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a generational talent.
1,200 yards. Look at it. This is his stats on him, right? This is from Yard Barker. Um, they're saying he retired, then unretired.
Yes.
And so the issue is if he was not facing suspension, we don't know how many games it's going to be. But let's say we're dealing with 2012 Antonio Brown, and he's the number one person you would pick, in that time period.
Yeah.
So I mean 2014 Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
The number one pick in the draft, but then he has 6-game suspension. So I think his suspension is going to be like 4 to 6 games. Don't you? I mean, what do you think? He's going to be a significant suspension, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I think it would
Gonna
be.
spank him.
I bet you it's 8 games, and then maybe he appeals it, and then it's still 8 games. That's kind of how I
Looking at everyone all crazy, and they're like, nah.
no. I mean, here's the truth, though. Let's say it is 8 games.
Okay.
What are some teams that are actually willing to take a chance on him and bring him in after the last 2 teams? He has kind of imploded. Under. So I mean, you can't rely on him. Which team is willing to take that chance? You're not selling tickets to him. That's the thing. That he is somebody who draws attention, love or hate. He's a character, and with no fans, the characters who are they preening to? Each other? You know what I mean? I guess he can preen to other people, but you don't want that toxicity if you're not getting bang for your buck. If he's producing, he's producing. But I don't know. To me, I don't know which coach is going to say, "Hey, this guy is going to help me win right now." I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just look in his eyes, and they're just like
Too much.
all.
Don't talk to me, all right? Knock it off!
That's what I get every
The,
time I look at them. I think Seattle is the front runner because Russell Wilson, you know, he's got
didn't have sex until he got married. So I
he's
mean,
got so much love in his heart. Like he can just like he can beat that. He can take that wounded animal, and maybe get him off.
blood of Jesus.
Yeah, half of the horrible drugs that he's on.
Half.
Yeah,
Talking about half.
yeah. Maybe get him to get out of that Demolition Man Wesley Snipes look he's got going on right now. Yeah.
Dude, he's hot right now. I mean, if they relaunch another one of those Charlize Theron, Tom Hardy desert movies, I mean, dude, he is in. I can see him on the front of one of those cars, just being like, ah,
Yeah, Mad Max.
yeah, Fury Road. What?
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, Fury Road. I mean, it's pretty. I'm gonna tweet that out tomorrow. That's yeah.
Yeah, I think Seattle's the front runner, but I think there's a lot of teams that are like as soon as they know that's what Yard Barker was talking about. As soon as they know what his
What the dent's gonna
suspension
be.
is, yeah, it's like. But I think Russell Wilson is the one that'll get it done. So it's like, I mean, he has Tom Brady type clout. I mean, he can just go to a front office and say, I want this guy, and then you have Antonio Brown, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett as your starting 3 wide receivers. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Here's the thing: my shares of DK Metcalf, if that happened, in fantasy, I love him. I'd just be like,
holy fucking shit, man! Holy fucking shit!
I don't want that to happen. So I'm just pull back the curtain.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
I think if he does end up playing though, that's the other thing is like I would maybe yeah I'm the kind of guy who would take a flyer at a certain depending on what the I don't know 8-game suspension.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna hold him on your bench for 8 games,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He was drafted in the Scott Fish Bowl in every single
Was he?
division. Yeah.
He got picked up in our little sleeper league already too, I think.
I mean, he's a generational talent, and if you can get that to produce a couple games for you, maybe you win. Maybe it's an edge.
Dude, look at this is his stats. 6 consecutive seasons with 1,200 plus receiving yards, 100 plus receptions, and 9 plus touchdowns.
Man, he is just a beast. I mean, I don't know what he's been into in his life though, besides the CTE, because he's been dipping into that. But
Yeah.
I know he's had a hard life. It seems like maybe there is some form of not dementia, but just disillusionment. I would say, or disassociation.
He has a dent. He has a perfect dent in his brain. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, in that same 6 consecutive seasons, he has 9,145 total receiving yards.
Gee.
Like
10,
it's
10K.
Yeah, he's almost at 10K. Isn't he like I think he's a Hall of Famer already.
Oh
Like,
yeah. He's
Yeah.
definitely a Hall of Famer. He's
it's close. You know what I mean? Like it's close because he needs some more stats a little bit, but
No, man. Like he passes the test. He's Barry Sanders. Like Barry Sanders isn't,
Barry Sanders was 3rd all time when he retired, or
yeah, but see,
second.
here's the thing. Football
And he has a pretty good stat line.
Of
Like
course.
Barry Sanders is. Let's see where Antonio Brown lines up. Okay.
Remember, there's more receivers though than there are running backs per team. So you're going to have,
Yeah. Stat info. All right. Let's see where Antonio Brown lines up for his career as far as receiving. Okay. Receiving career yards. Let's see where he's at. I mean, his receiving yards don't have him there.
How about in touchdowns? Where's he at in touchdowns?
He's 35th in receiving yards. But, I mean, he's getting there. I mean,
here's the question. Was he the
dude,
best?
Calvin Johnson is 31. I mean, he's Hall of Famer.
Yeah. He's easy Hall of Fame. The question is he the best player at his position during the time he was on the field? And for most of the time Antonio Brown was that. It was yes.
Ah.
He was the best receiver in the game for periods, a couple years ago. When he played against the Redskins, and I don't know if it was Monday Night Football or something, he caught like 2 touchdowns. He just Ben Roethlisberger stood up there. You just knew Antonio Brown was going to catch that. You're like, who do you throw it to? Is it Antonio Brown? Oh, shit. Oh. Because as soon as you knew it was a touchdown.
He's right there. I mean, he's right there. I would say.
My vote is yes.
Yeah. But, there is that sort of threshold where, you could look at a player and say, based on their talent, they're a Hall of Famer. But then, Bo Jackson's a perfect example of someone who the career wasn't long enough.
Right. How many seasons has Antonio Brown played? 8? He come in 2012? Or did he play 7?
7, really, because last year was a broken season.
Okay.
Well, I know 2010 to 2018. So, I mean, yeah, I guess that's 8.
8. I mean, to me, he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, the stats are not. Think about this. Art Monk had the stats, right? Who's better, Antonio Brown or Art Monk? I'd say Antonio Brown. So, and Art Monk had.
He's better. I mean, I'm an Art Monk guy.
I love Art, dude.
I don't know. He's not touching Art Monk in receptions yet. I don't think he's not up there. Where is Antonio Brown? Oh, he might be ahead of Art Monk. Let's see. Art Monk used to be the number 1 dude. Okay, he's not ahead of Art Monk. He is 199 receptions behind Art Monk. So he has more receptions than Steve Largent. So yeah, put him in. He's in. He's Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I'm in.
That's
Put him in.
Yeah.
The millionaires are putting you in the Hall of Fame.
It is. Antonio Brown, you've officially been Hall of Famed on the first show of the moon. From one millionaire to another. Congratulations.
Put him in.
Yeah. We need to have a sounder that says, "You've been millionaired."
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Sorry to the kids.
He's in.
Yeah. By the way, hold on 1 second. I need to figure something out here. We do actually. Sorry, that was a read from our sponsors.
Just looking for sponsors.
We need
right now. They're all Jesse's imaginary skits. So.
Help us.
Sorry, Scott.
Please.
They're all Scott's weird hump pillow right now.
Yeah, I mean,
all weird hump pillow. So if anyone wants to really, get involved,
I have an app coming out. It's going to be really great. There's
a My Sex Pillow app.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, from the makers of My Sex Pillow and okay, sorry that again. For the makers of the My Sex Pillow and the Travel My Sex Pillow comes the My Sex Pillow app. That's right, guys. With this incredible voice-controlled app, you can control your My Mini Sex Pillow. attached to, and then you can explain. So basically, what it is it goes from different settings. My favorite setting, of course, is Angry Ex-Girlfriend. So there's, it's just an app that
This is
controls.
gonna get deleted so fast. This whole episode. Bye.
I'm very excited about the marketability of this app. It's going to connect right to the phone,
Wait, what does it do again? It just connects to it, like you
So
have
it can
electronics.
it can change the settings on your it
Is my
connects.
second pillow a vibrator too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it digitally connects. So you can change it from warm apple pie on your app to Angry Ex-Girlfriend, with a swipe of a button. So with 4 power ranges.
This is for men. Wow.
Right. So it went from a pillow that you fucked to a little pillow that you traveled with and you fucked to now an electronic one on your dong, But they all have the patented dick grip suction grip. So yeah, the patented dick grip suction. That's the key to all of them. Yeah. So you're in Ecamm right now. I'm in GarageBand right now, so I gotta get out of here because you're tiny. Yeah, see you back.
Why am I GarageBand? That's weird.
Well, because I went to go download that clip and move it over into my files.
Oh yeah.
And when I loaded it into my files, it just played on my Apple Music. So I wasn't trying to play it at that time. I was trying to load it at that time.
Well,
yeah. So Antonio Brown, anyway.
No. Yeah. Antonio Brown, we've voted him into the Hall of Fame. He has an ADP of don't draft.
Draft him in your regional league.
I bet he's had 4 different versions of coronavirus already. So he's
had Corona 21.
He's already had the ones, the mutations coming down the pike.
Yeah, that guy.
His eyes, and you'll see what I'm saying, dude.
Each of his eyes have been coroned.
Yeah, I think you can get coronavirus just by looking at his player card.
Where is this player card at, by the way? Is it NFL.com?
I think this was. Yeah, let's look at his. This is. Fantasy Pros. Just look at that thing. Oh God.
The Fantasy Pros is.
Just type in. Here's what I type in: Fantasy Pros. Antonio Brown ADP 2020. You can see this.
Okay.
Here, I'll do it on this, and I'll share my screen with our listeners.
I'm getting it. Oh snap! He's got a gold chain on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of gritting his teeth like this.
He got a straight up gold chain on.
He's got something coming out the back of his hair.
He looks like he's just about to go Demolition Man. He's like,
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
All right, let me see if I can share this with the.
He's Thunderdoming it, man.
Player at home, so they can see it. Let's see. I want to share my screen so they can see. There he is. He's on mine.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna go back out of there.
Well, if he's on yours, hold on. Let me
You want to put it on yours?
I'm gonna pull up Periscope. My Syself on my own phone. And oh, good, no one's on Periscope right now but us.
We had some comments.
There he is. He's on mine. Yep, I can see it. Oh, I love how your screen shares. We're both still in the corner there.
If he's on yours, hold on.
That.
That's awesome.
That's
tight.
All right, I'm done with that. So because you can catch coronavirus just by looking at this player card, I think we should segue into coronavirus.
I think that's a good. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get coronavirus, but I can talk about it with you. So
I'll tell you what. The Marlins thing has everybody freaked out.
Yeah.
14 players. Did you see Davey Martinez? he's like he had like an emotional press conference. He's
No, tell me about it.
uh he's just debating like he had a heart surgery last year like in September. So he's freaked out,
Why
you
wouldn't
know.
you be?
Right. So, you know, you you know how much more at risk like Andy Reid is? Like
He's one Polish sausage away already from,
I know.
yeah,
I know. We might not have a season, dude. I
I
was
know.
pretty confident we were, but
You know what?
I, it's you know what it is here. Oh, let me tell you another thing. Let's just decide it right now because I mean, we got to do it. I looked up on ESPN maximum IR spots. There's 4. You down 4? Yeah, I would put 10 if they let me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be the weirdest season ever, and honestly, it's going to be um, I don't know, like an asterisk season to a fantasy champion too. Like you're gonna have to have some weird strategies for the season. You know what I mean?
You have
Like
to be
there's
nimble.
gonna be if this season lasts and they make it to the Super Bowl in the fantasy world, like do you know how many practice squad guys probably are gonna be activated? Like I mean, if you think about 25 guys on your team getting it at once, like the Marlins or something like that, I mean,
So,
but the thing is, the NFL has the mechanisms where they could deal with that. Like, I don't know what's happening with Major League Baseball, but apparently, I don't know what the minor league doesn't like. The NFL could just, next man up, I think. So
I think to a degree, but if your coaching staff gets it, what
that's
are you
that
going to
yeah, that's the concern, right?
do?
It's the coaching staff that you really have to wonder, like, you just need like everybody to be like Sean McVay, like you just need like if I was Andy Reid, I'd sit this year out, man. Like I would zoom my way into those games, bro. I would just zoom in, like, you know, put a young version of me on the sidelines and just be in the headpiece, you
Yeah.
know.
Have a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it is it's unsettling times for sure.
yeah.
Um, I don't want to get too political, but I will say that if you really do care about football, you will wear a mask in public. It is. I'm jumping on the Denny Carter and Pete Overzet, Save Football, the Fantasy Mensa video, and it's just a
Yeah.
given right now. Like if you really care about life in general, do what you need to do to care for our society, not just yourself. I saw a video of a guy walking around in an open carry state, a little short bald guy, and he wasn't wearing a mask in a law that you had to wear a mask, or a state you had to wear a mask. So a guy confronted him on video and was like, "Hey, put on a mask." And the little guy was just cussing at him. At one point, the little guy reached for the gun. The guy filming didn't come at him or anything. He was filming him. But you can just tell the people are so triggered and angry and like, don't tell me what to do. F you. That's just like a crazy way to be as a person in any country. No, not just America. Any country to go around flouting the laws and going, I don't care about society. Not only that, I'm so triggered that I have a gun on me in this Home Depot or whatever. And because you're telling me to put a mask on, I'm going to flinch and maybe think to draw the gun. Like, this is so stupid. How self-centered are you? And so that's what I'm just tired of. This is the stupid individualism in America. It's going to kill more of us than if we were more socialist, if we thought more as a society and not as a me. So that's just my diatribe.
Hey man, you go on your diatribe. I'm pro mask and you know, beyond that, man, I just don't have a lot of comments because I just think it's crazy times. So Crazy times make crazy people,
Well,
and
I think in these crazy times, you need to try not to be crazy. The more like guns, put them away. Just
I think people can be so crazy about masks though too. You know what I mean? It's like Chris and Jody were just telling me too how like being in Ocean City is so wild because no, this like coronavirus is a hoax there.
those education
Versus
though. I mean,
versus like what it's like living in their neighborhood. Like they go running and people start chasing them, telling them, "Get your fucking mask on. The fuck's wrong with you?" They're just out running. So
you
it's
can't
like,
run in a mask.
well, I'm just saying that's why I don't
Right.
it's like I just don't have I'm with you. I'm pro mask, wear mask, and the craziness is afoot
Yes.
throughout this country,
Yes.
and it just plays out. I'm with you too, man. Try not to be crazy. Wear your mask. Try not to be crazy, and hopefully the NFL is going to have a football season. And if it does, it's going to be um, it's going to be crazy.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing that makes me skeptical, to be honest with you. I tweeted this out earlier today, so I'm not going to verbatim quote my tweet, but it's something along the lines of, um, the NFL, like the MLB and most other sports leagues, are run by rich, white, greedy men who they already make money off of other people's. I mean, Dan Snyder couldn't run anything. He couldn't catch anything. He couldn't do anything. So they're already making money off of people. It's already not completely predatory because there's players are making money too. But in the owners versus players kind of debate, I'm always with the players. And in this,
Especially since they're like, for me,
you die. This is a life
yeah,
and death situation. It's not just
it's a brutal sport. Like I think they're all underpaid,
yeah.
especially with how much money the NFL makes.
Yeah, it's criminal if you look at some of the older NFL players who and the injuries they go through and how they don't have medical insurance. They had to fight $1 billion lawsuits against the NFL just to go, hey, we need health care. I'm dying.
That's why coronavirus is so scary because, like, you think about all these coaches, and they're all ex-players, so they're already in that like bad
Banged up.
lifespan category.
Yeah,
So they're already,
they're living on the
essentially
edge.
coronavirus is like a vasculatory disease. Once it gets out of your lungs, and it's like how many stints and stuff like all these older ex-players and stuff had. Like they've all just been like how many
Well, this is
shots
where
to
I
their
had meningitis, and this is where I got another meningitis right here. So
I mean, they're all just really, you know,
used.
yeah, they're people who were warriors of the gridiron, and that's what older coaches are. They, not,
Well,
I know
Andy
what
Reid was a warrior of the subway football. So little was also, gridiron.
I don't know what Andy Reid played, but I guarantee you he probably played, something at least in college.
Right.
Let's see Andy Reid's
I mean, he
football career.
ate some food wherever he went.
But that's the thing about football players; they all eat
Of
food.
course, and he just never stopped.
Um, Reed played offensive tackle at Glendale Community College, then at Brigham Young University. So he was a offensive tackle
Makes sense.
at BYU.
Makes sense.
And that's how like every coach in the NFL
Played high school football. Played
right
Played
like
college football.
Sean McVay. I don't know how far
Theo Epstein for the Red Sox, which is an intern, and you turn from intern. That's a weird path.
what's Sean McVay's. I think he
His
might have
dad was a coach, I thought. Or his dad.
He might have played quarterback though.
I think
I mean,
he probably played in college. Played in high
I
school.
don't know if he played in college football playing career. McVay was a wide receiver at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio.
Miami of Ohio. Okay, yeah.
So not you,
No,
but
part of them. Mark Fridelli always used to sport his little Miami of Ohio. They're like a Redbird or something.
He's not, he has for his career at Miami, Ohio, 39 receptions. So not, but hey,
Hey,
it's better than mine.
hey, he's been to a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, it better, So that's what I'm saying is like all these guys, like you take me, why did I stop playing football? Detrimental injury. That's all I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
That's at a JV level.
Right.
So, all these guys that get up to college and stuff like that, like,
they've been through wars.
They've all had some stuff, and then by the time they get to the NFL, for sure,
Yeah.
What's his name? He's head of the players union for
Morris Smith, D. Smith.
D. Smith, yeah. He always talks about it whenever he goes on the Junkies, how if you play in the NFL, it's unless you're a kicker or punter, maybe those are the only two positions, but every other position, 100% chance of injury. Your chance of injury is 100%, like every single person. So they all have crazy significant injuries, and coronavirus just doesn't mix with.
Doesn't care.
It finds your cracks, is what it does, dude. I think it's for the younger players. I don't expect it to be something that stops players. I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. But coaches, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. I mean, maybe Davey Martinez resign tomorrow. Holy moly, holy shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, it's crazy time. Here's the thing about all of this year, about doing this on, whatever, doing our podcast. If it doesn't happen, all this kind of thing. I understand that life is not going to be normal anymore for anybody. And I also understand that my life's not going to be normal. So I'm ready just to roll with the punches and do the best I can and, shape myself in these times to be a better me and to, be a better fantasy player. And so, maybe there's not fantasy. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe it doesn't. That'd suck, be crazy. But I'd rather have everyone live. So in 3 years, we can F with that hard, and that's kind of my stance. I'll do whatever to get us to be healthy. If there's a vaccine that comes out of works, I'll take it.
I think there's
I heard that there's some promise.
Few of them now that are in the like testing 10,000 people and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Right now, I've read like side effects are, soreness, fatigue, fever. Those are a lot of just sort of standard vaccine side effects. So,
Jenny McCarthy's kids will get more autistic, but
I don't want third eye. I don't want, sterilized sperm.
I do. I want my sperm sterilized. Those boys are just out of control.
Your sperm runs sideways anyway. So
I've got one of my sperm who tells me to shut my mouth. Yeah, lives in my house. Tells me to shut my mouth on a regular basis.
One of your sperm does?
Yeah. I grew up a little bit. It's like 7 years old now, but yeah, I've got two that have escaped. Yeah. So I want those boys sterilized. They're just dangerous. They're too powerful for this world.
I like having live bullets. That's what dangerous. I like having.
See, here's the thing about live bullets, though. You're always playing with live rounds. You can't, it limits what
I like having live bullets, man. Yeah. I want to have live bullets till I'm,
See, here's the thing. I'd not like to.
I'll get a vasectomy after I'm 100. That's my rule.
I don't want to accidentally have such powerful ding dong juice that when I'm 65, I impregnate anybody. Like that'd be terrible. Because then like 7 years later, you're dead. Or I don't know, it's 7. But I'm just saying like when like Theo Vaughn doesn't know his dad because his dad was 100. Like I yeah, I'm glad my boys are under military lockdown. They're getting stormtroopered, choked out on the ground. So
Theo Vaughn's dad though made a pretty cool little kid.
yeah. I mean, throw in Louisiana though too. I mean, that's just a crazy place. So
He has the craziest stories I've ever heard.
yeah,
So.
he does. He has actual Joe Walker stories. Like
Yeah. Real. No, they're all. I think there's so much BS in there too.
I think there's a little bit of license.
Yeah.
Licentiousness.
All right. I think we did a pretty good 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to go back and watch all of this. Yeah. You want to do 3 tweets? Let's pick out our
3 tweets.
Let's pick out our favorite tweets for the last segment.
Okay. Now, here's the question.
I don't have anything super hot.
I don't want to claim any fire, because that.
I got one you'll like. So this you're gonna vote mine the winner, but I don't have a.
Okay.
I don't have a. All right, give me yours. I'll give you mine. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Okay. So I'm wondering if you could go first.
Okay. So mine's a retweet.
Are you gonna screen share it, or is it on your phone, or are we just talking it through this?
My phone. If the NFL wants to speak out, this is from Jesse Kelly, sort of conservative. If the NFL wants to speak out against systemic racism, they should immediately suspend every player who has 5 kids with 4 different women, because that hurts black people more than cops could ever do. And Tory Smith responded, "The president has 5 kids by 3 different women."
I saw that.
that made my made my tweet of the week for now. All right, come with some hot fire, bro.
Okay.
Or I get to pick the winner.
So you're gonna pick the winner?
No, I said if you beat me, we have to vote on it.
We'll have a vote.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while, but I like this one.
Okay.
It's an underappreciated tweet. Comes from someone called and to be honest with you, I just liked it myself, but comes from somebody I like to call the Ralph Macho, and it says, "Do hashtag flat earthers believe in bubbles?"
That Ralph Macho.
I like that. That tickled my fancy.
You like that one?
Yeah, it's a good one because, like, conceptually, there's a lot.
I don't know.
It's a good question, So I like the depth of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually there's actually sort of law. It's like if you see a bubble, there's surface tension. The way surface tension in a sphere works is that's what wants to happen. That's the shape.
It's the filling of itself.
That's the shape that it wants to make. So it makes sense that out in outer space, all the boundaries of the globe or whatever, it makes a big bubble. I just
isn't it from a given point? Wouldn't you say? Maybe I'm wrong in this, and I haven't taken the different things that you've taken in astromechanics, but wouldn't you say from a given point, if you took a given point and you extrapolated it out infinity or whatever, like from the middle and shot lasers out all around, it would all fill up a sphere. Like that's that's what it would do. Like the expression of itself out everywhere. Would it be a different shape? I don't know. I mean,
That's the thing. I was just trying to make the point about the bubble is just that this is a natural shape,
right.
So
It's all
little
about nature.
little flat coins are not natural shapes. You know what I mean? So that's what I think that's what they think the Earth is. It's a flat coin or something like that. But it's it's just odd to me that if they see that's why it's like it's a genuine question. I actually get responses from that's not my first flat earth tweet. I've done a few of them, and I've actually collected a couple followers off there, and then they start trying to like teach me,
convert you.
Yeah, they try and teach me about flat earth.
Listen, bro,
and
you ever seen a waterfall? You ever seen a waterfall on weed?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently, there's some real sort of intelligent apologists that can give you positions that prove what they're saying, and the only person I've ever heard do it a little bit is Eddie Bravo and Joe Rogan, but never heard anything where I'm just like, I would love to just sit down and like meet a real flat earther. I almost feel like they're like it's some sort of organization that's based in Moscow or something. I mean, like, I don't understand it.
So here's the thing. Okay, let's say Earth is flat, right? Let's just say it is. I'm willing to give them Earth, right? I have personally looked through my telescope that I had as a young, up and coming learner in my developmental days. My parents, for Christmas, bought us a telescope because apparently they were ballers, and I could look at Saturn with a certain lens that we had, and you could see the rings on Saturn. You could see the sphere, and then you could see the rings that went around it. And there was space in between. You could actually tell it was rings. It stood out. You could tell easily. So if there is a flat Saturn, what the is going on there then? Like, how could those rings get behind, in my view, and make that is what illusion is? I understand the flat coin thing. That makes sense to me if you're looking at it. Like, it just sounds like they grew up and they had a screen that they looked at like Google Earth on a lot, and then they were like, yeah, it could be flat. I mean, if you just put it on the square, it makes sense. But Saturn, you can't do that. So
I honestly think it's part of me thinks it's I have my own weird conspiracy on it. I think it's something
zero people are watching, so
So it's getting completed. I'll give it to you. I think that conspiracy theories have become the internet. I honestly think they're starting to become a problem. I've always been prone to engage, and the internet has almost turned everyone into a conspiracy theorist. And so I think somebody out there is decided to reinvent that one just to make people look stupid,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because if you're a conspiracy theorist, then you have to you have to look at stuff that come down the conspiracy theory pipeline. Yeah. So you get that, and then you get, let's say, that's why I wonder, like, maybe it does come out of like Moscow or something. Like, if you get some really smart people that can give you different like line of sight arguments and stuff like that, that could maybe even have some math behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that with people, then it's just another thing where if you're able to explain something really intelligently, then you could just make someone believe it, you know? And plus it does fit with your experience. Like the earth is flat, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad you appreciate that, Ralph Macchio.
I liked it.
I will vote you the winner for voting for Ralph Macchio. That's a good way to win.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
So you get the final tweet on 3 tweets.
thank you. So, I'm gonna, before I give the final tweet,
Okay.
I will comment on the flat earther conspiracy thing too that you said. I have noticed that it's been a burgeoning industry. The internet, Twitter, all of it. It gives people opportunities to explore new ideas, and conspiracy theories are definitely prevalent. I think what the science behind them has shown. This is not me saying this as me, but what I've read in articles that I've read, is that it's easier to believe a conspiracy theory than to understand the complexities of the systems that we actually are a part of if you are not privy to how they all work. And so it's easier to go, hey, yeah, that's a lie. Of course they messed the samples. Of course everybody who's not dying of COVID is getting officially tagged as COVID. Like, of course, all the numbers are inflated. Like, yeah, okay, because some places, I argue with somebody today, some places people are doing that. Some places you are dying of a heart attack, and they're like, COVID. But you're making individual experiences. You're making it so that discredits everybody, and that's just so stupid because you're always going to have outliers in life. You're always going to have people whose experience is not the norm. You get bad service at a restaurant. You get raped. You whatever it is. You always have people who are outliers in all of these different experiences. And to make those individuals elevated, to give them a false equivalency, to give them even airtime, like Sinclair Broadcasting was going to give airtime. Maybe they did. I don't know. To a conspiracy theorist who just trashed Dr. Fauci and said that Dr. Fauci is the person who started the coronavirus. Right. So there's no facts to this, but they have some things that circumstantially they link to him, and so Sinclair was just going to run that, and then I think people flipped out and started calling them, and they pulled the story, they paused the story, they like we're not gonna do it, but it's because it's easier for people in 10 seconds or 50 seconds or 3 minutes or whatever to go, yeah, it's all corrupt. Oh yeah, government's garbage. Yeah, of course they're doing this. Of course I don't trust them. Of course. Than it is to actually look at it and go, oh, it's a series of complex steps that are really complex and that take a lot of time to develop, and you can see them over time if you're studying them. But if you're not and you don't understand, it's like going, the Marlins baseball team sucks because they got COVID. Instead of going, maybe this wasn't a great idea and the system that you used, owners, is fallible, and you need to do a better job of caring for your players. So it's looking at it from a different perspective. That's my diatribe. Thank you.
Well, the thing, there's so many different things to like unpack. So I mean, we're not going to get conspiracy theories as its own show, But
Oh yeah.
I'll say this: I think conspiracy theories have gotten to where they've gotten to for two reasons, namely the internet,
Yeah.
and namely because some of them are true. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of things that have happened that are like, what? And
Of course, like you said, all the people who mysteriously kill themselves, who are related to certain families.
I mean, it doesn't. I'm not going to pick out any specific ones because
No, I
there's
know, right? I'm just
no. I mean, but like, just take the Kennedy assassination. I mean, do you think Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone? Like nobody. Like, and that's some people do though. So but there's a lot of things that have happened, throughout history. I mean,
right. The stories they tell us aren't always how it actually happened. That's reality.
I mean, World War I started. It was the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Like that was a whole world war that was like sort of hatched. Like there's things that happen that you definitely can see where major powers will use things subversively to get more power, and that's the way that this world works. So that's happened, and guess what? The internet now makes all of this stuff available, and it doesn't matter where you're getting that information. The most important thing about all media right now is clicks. So conspiracy theories are great for clicks,
Right.
you know, and that's another reason
bad
why.
for society.
What's that?
Good for clicks, bad for society. Like the
Right, right.
Kardashians or Trump, it's all part of the same stupid. It's lack of critical thinking.
I mean, that's the thing to me. That's just sort of crazy is seeing how much I've always been, willing to explore that world and interested in it. And now it's like there's nothing unique about that. Like everyone's doing that, because it's just part of culture now. Like conspiracy theory talk is part of culture, and that's because some of them are just scary as ass, and scary as ass stuff that get you clicks. So
did you watch
you're
that?
gonna find out about it. If something gets clicks,
yeah,
you're gonna see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, did you see the Andrew Schultz video that I posted on my circle the other day, where he talks about the president? His clip, his videos getting pulled from Facebook and Instagram. You hear about that? Okay, so he had one where he talked about Jeffrey Epstein. He talked about this lady, Gila Maxwell, or some lady who's like Jeffrey Epstein's right hand lady. And I mean, he went through a bunch of fact check. It was all fact checked. He wasn't just making stuff up. He crushed a bunch of people. He crushed Mark Zuckerberg. He crushed everybody. And so they pulled it. They just instantly it was just gone. All of a sudden, gone. He still has it. He put it on YouTube. You can still see it. I'll send it to you. But so he got on Instagram and was like, I'm gonna tell you how they're censoring. So he did a little conspiracy theory himself. He goes, okay, so if it's okay to do conspiracy theories now, why did Trump just say, I hope she's doing well? I hope she's doing well. Why do you hope she's doing well? And then he started like getting in, like he did a little conspiracy theory. And he's like, if that's what passes for like, educated, I'll do a conspiracy theory then. And it was just so simple to do it. And it was a great conspiracy theory. You were like, yeah, I like it. Like, way to go, Andrew. You're fucking smart, So I think you would like that in lieu of our conversation.
Sure.
Because he talks about how truth is being taken down. Conspiracy theories are being flouted and, allowed to simmer. And he draws attention to a few of those. And so it's just, I like him.
That's the thing. That's going back to the original point is that I believe that because some of them are true, and because we do have so much access to information now, that why not make a fake, or reinvent a fake one? Like I think the Flat Earther Society was around in the 1800s, like why not reawaken flat earthers so that you could just dump it into the milieu of conspiracy theories, so that if you hear someone say, hey man, you don't know everything there is to flat earthers, you're just like, what a fucking moron that guy is,
Thrown from a train.
It's just like as soon as somebody says, flat earthers, it's like, and it doesn't matter what else they have to say. You're just like, nothing you have to say about the Kennedy assassination is worth anything now. So that's my theory.
You knew a guy who was there? Sure.
Yeah, that's my theory on it. It's right. Like dump it in the dumpster, and just let it, let somebody in that dumpster, start throwing out their conspiracy theories, and like they're like dead right about Kennedy. But then they'd be like, and wait till I tell you about flat Earth. And you're just like, I'll talk to you later, pal.
That's what this is. Oh.
I shouldn't have listened to him about all that Kennedy, Cuba stuff.
So, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not great. Do you want to wrap this up so that I can show you the tool real quick?
What's your third tweet?
Oh, I got my third tweet. This is my tweet. I'm gonna see if I can throw it up on the screen via my phone. Maybe it doesn't work. We'll see. See if we can see it. Here it is.
I saw that one.
Yeah. So this is a tweet in response to our Secretary of Treasury, saying that there's no money, taxpayer money, to give to people who are at home. You can't do that, you know. You can't pay people to stay at home anymore. And then I just said, yet they bail out banks, big banks, small banks, banks that lend to other banks that lend to other banks who lend to other banks who sell banks to make bank for banks so banks can do more banking. You can bank on it. Maybe we should all pretend to be implicit.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist, man. I gotta get out of
banks.
here. You sound nuts.
What? Bro.
Do you hear me?
You sound insane. You realize that? Out of my face. I'm gonna roundhouse your ass.
Oh.
You're totally functional and more or less sane.
More or less.
Well done.
More or less. Yeah. Well.
Nice.
All right. Well, draft 1 in the books, an hour long.
Cool. Peace.
Let's end it. We don't have to have our phone.
End broadcast.